Welcome, everyone. So glad you're here joining me today. It's Monday when we're posting this, but it is a timeless message. We're going to get into our shadow work oracle. And today we're diving into the Sacred Rebel Oracle, one of my favorites. And we did get two that came out today. The first one being Against the Grain. I've never gotten this card. Both cards I've never gotten. So this is the first that I'm reading these. So it's going to be interesting to see what they have to say. So why don't we get into that? All right, let's dive into it. You want birds to be able to fly underwater. You want love to trump power. You want humanity to relate to each other as equal and to recognize the sacredness in you and in the world around you. You want to unleash the beauty that hides in every ugliness of seams and sediments. You want to make possible what others say cannot be. You are a radical dreamer, a sacred rebel, and you can bring the light of a more positive future to the world. However, this can have its burdens. Deep within you may feel that you don't really fit in with the rest of the world. Perhaps your sense of how things can be and how they really are is so different to the smaller minds or more fearful hearts of many others that you are rarely received for all that you offer. This might make you feel frustrated or even lonely at times. The universe so loves you for your unusual take on things, for the quirkiness in you that dares to honor that which is different and rendered an impossible possible. You must never ever lose your unusual ways and become dry, serious, appropriate, or conventional, not even for appearance sakes, for you would lose your essence. You are here to show that life is about so much more than conventional success. This oracle comes with a special message for you. You are someone who lives and breathes in the depths of creative waters. You need to lose yourself to the flow of music, nature, dreams, imagination, and fantasy through art and literature, meditation, dance, and in sensual surrender to the sacred waters of the ocean, the rivers, the lakes, or even the bathtub. I do love water. You must go against the grain. It is just your way. That is true. I've always been that way. I've never gone with the crowds or with people. I've always gone against the grain. You are not one of the followers, but one of the agitators. So true. However, you're not a force of disrespectful chaos. You are a loving catalyst, and by simply being yourself, you constantly remind people that there is always another way. This oracle comes with the particular guidance that you are meant to be exactly as you are. You are meant to be the black sheep, the rainbow sheep, or even the wild wolf in the flock of sheep. The daring butterfly spirit calling to the caterpillar that is you. The price you pay for the gift of individuality is that you must take care of it and guard it so that you are not dulled down and conditioned into playing at being something you are not. Yeah, that is often a challenge through life, right? When you are different, everybody wants to fit you in their box. I'll continue. If this is what happened or is threatening to happen, this oracle brings you comfort. You will always dream of birds that fly underwater. You know that the true nature of your being can never be changed. At most, it could only be hidden for a time. Now is the time to accept who you are and allow your truths to be freely expressed. Don't worry about the effects of going against a grain. When we are who we are in truth, we attract the support, protection, and energy that we need to thrive. Your power comes from aligning your outward self with your inner truth, not with the general consensus. You will then find other dreamers, other wild butterflies, and other atypical colored sheep to join you in conquering better versions of our world. And the healing process that they have in this oracle is close your eyes and relax. Take 7 deep breaths in and out as you bring your awareness into your body and space that exists within your body. When you are relaxed, imagine, sense, or perceive a winding river of golden light that starts below your feet. Sense it gathering there as a pool of liquid golden energy. It has an intelligence of its own, and it winds into the beautiful patterns before you, flowing with grace and playfulness. This river of life symbolizes your life journey. Just notice it and enjoy it. See that your life journey is unique. You may focus on your own river of life or expand your awareness to sense the river of light that represents the journey of those around you. You may see, sense, or feel that their paths are unique to them also. No one has the same exact journey to take, even though we are all heading towards one destination of absolute love. Say this following aloud. I honor myself. I honor the truth that I express through my very being. I accept the protection that I am offered so that I may go against the grain from a place of love and as an invitation for others to be open to life. So be it. When you are ready, simply open your eyes and sit quietly with your hands on your heart for a moment, and you have completed the healing process. That was really nice. It is so important that we stay our authentic selves, because I genuinely believe that others who align with you will be drawn to your energy. Don't try to fit in other people's boxes. You'll be miserable. And the next card that came out, because we did get 2, is receiving. This is what I need to learn to do more of, but I'm getting better at it. 27, receiving. We're going to go ahead and read that now. See what that has to say. I can leave this aside. All right. You are so loved. Your every need is witnessed and responded to by the universe. However, you sometimes forget this. You become swept away in a moment of habitual consciousness, and you forget to take a moment to stop, breathe, and be. In that moment, you can receive the love of the universe that is receiving you. It will nourish you with contentment and energy. You have not done this enough, so your soul is becoming parched and is drying out. Energy has been going out of you, but there is not enough coming back in. It is time to bring something back in for you, to receive and be received. You are being offered a chance for restoration now, to feel nourished, cared for, and loved. Accept it. You deserve it. The healing process below will help you surrender any guilt or shame you feel for having needs in the first place. It will also help you overcome any struggles that you have receiving and accepting so that your needs can be met. Do you know how much joy the universe gains from being able to give to you? When you delight in what you receive, when you openly embrace a gift and are so happy with it, the universe is fully received by you. In this space, there is joyful communion between you and life. Energy flows more freely and magic happens. When you demur, saying you cannot accept, that it is too great of a gift, or that you are not worthy, you are impeding that flow. It's interesting because I talked the other day about that friend who humbled me by saying that I was pulling that person's blessing away by not receiving how they were trying to bless me. It's very interesting. You are inhibiting the communion, the connection, the playful interaction between you and the universe. Enough with the false modesty and guilt. You're a radiant sun in human clothes. An exquisite life experience in your birthright. Enjoy it, soak it up, all of it, including the restoration of sacred rest. From the place of nourishment, you will be more effortlessly creative. You will more effortlessly create, live, and love with greater energy and thriving, pulsing passion. The earth rests each night as it can greet the sun again each morning with the spectacular living art of sunrise. Allow yourself to switch off, step away, close the laptop, switch off the phone, and just be with yourself for a little while. You will return and be more efficient and effective. Rest now, play now, and work later. Forget your worries for a while. Switch off. Do something else. Let it all go and let it all flow. In the healing process, say aloud, I release all false guilt and shame about having needs and all false beliefs about rest being wasteful or unnecessary. I accept healthy, productive, sacred rest and the gifts of happiness that it brings. I understand that rest and activity balance, feed, and nourish each other. Let me read that again. I understand that rest and activity balance, feed, and nourish each other. There is sacred healing that happens through rest, which is very powerful. I accept and receive this now through unconditional love, so be it. Then read this story aloud as though you were lovingly reading it to yourself as a child. You may like to curl up in comfortably on the sofa. The great French Impressionist painter Monet sat in his garden on a warm afternoon. He was napping lightly on his garden bench with the sunlight draping gently through the straw hat resting over his face. It was soft and warm. On his closed eyelids, he sighed contently. A nosy neighbor poked his head over the fence, keen to know what the brilliant artist was up to now. Sir, you are resting? The curious neighbor called out. No, responded Monet, wriggling to get even more comfortable on his reclining garden chair. I am working. He relaxed further as the mild breeze tickled the hair on his forearms. Monet returned to his garden the next day, consumed by the urge to translate his feelings onto canvas. He painted with great energy and focus. He was inspired, and the paint flowed. Again, the nosy neighbor poked his head over the fence. He called out, Sir, you are working. No, said the artist, barely pausing with his brush. I am resting. When you are done, give yourself a hug and perhaps have a nap or a cup of tea, or do a little dance around your living room, or paint, relax, go for a walk in the park, or do a spot of window shopping. Just be, play, laugh, relax. Give yourself what you feel you need at the time. If you aren't certain, that's fine. Guess. And know that the more often you do this, the more skilled you will become in identifying and meeting your needs. Wow, that was really important to read because oftentimes we do not give ourselves that free pass to do the things that we want to do, whether it's to rest, to do something that we enjoy, a hobby, whatever it is that brings you that level of peace, to enjoy your life in that moment. Like the painter in this story who wasn't resting, he was working. And when he was working, he was resting. It's truly lovely. Like what one person thinks is rest is another person's work. So we're going to go ahead and look at the Work Your Light. And that one that came out, this was also a new one I never got, was Unbound. And this one says, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. I have never gotten this one either, so it's going to be an interesting read. Beautiful card as well. Just say these cards, they did a beautiful job on them. All right, let's get into it. See what it's got to say. It is time to release old soul stories that have been playing out in your life. They are coming up to be healed. There has never been a safer time to clear these patterns than right now. Take a look at patterns in your life that are ready to release. Ancient vows and contracts that your soul made that have an expiration date. It could be a vow of silence or chastity or poverty. It is time to unwind from them. This is the life in which you are free yourself from trauma of lives past. What old ways of being have an expiration date? When you name them, you claim them, and they stop holding power over you. When you acknowledge these old patterns, it is also important to acknowledge how they have served you up until now. For example, a soul pattern of playing small caused by a soul fear of being seen or sharing your voice would have served you by keeping you safe. In order to grow, you now need to soften by receiving and calling in support. It is time to unbind from the old ways of being that is no longer sustainable. And worker light activation is, put your hand on your heart as you look at the card. I release all old soul stories, vows, contracts, and patterns that are no longer aligned with who I am here to be in the present time. I carry the lessons, growth, and gifts, but I no longer choose to live the same story. May I be unbound, unbound, forever unbound. Wow, that was very powerful. Yes, if you name them, it makes them far easier to release them from your life. They do much less damage to you. You don't have to continue to carry those patterns on to the future. And then finally, I pulled the angel number. We got 1, 2, 3 stepping stones. I don't even know if I've ever gotten this one in a long time, at least. You are on your way. You are on a distinct path and are well on your way to your goals. Pay attention to the details, as each choice you make presents a small part of the big picture. The little things matter. Take a moment right now to close your eyes and visualize a path in front of you leading you to your heart's desire. I love that. Make sure you take time today to close your eyes and imagine that path that you're taking, because that path is your individual path. It's important. Don't underplay it. And then I got, for angel wisdom, I got patience. It's time to take time for miracles to happen, and I am okay with it. I'm going to go ahead and read that one. Another beautiful card. The angels remind you that in order to succeed, you must learn how to control your impatience and wait until the right outcome you deserve comes along. This is so true. We do have to have patience, and that aligns with divine timing. Often we're in such a hurry for things to happen, but we have to leave them for the divine to determine when it needs to be delivered to us. And that can be abundantly challenging. Well, I want to thank everybody for joining today's reading, and I hope that you have a good evening, and I wish you well for tomorrow. I'll catch up with you when we do the energy check for tomorrow. All right, everyone. Blessings.